As I mentioned earlier in the last video, that the sign was under maintenance. And well, here it is. It has been maintained. I couldn't resist. I had to paint it. So I went ahead and repainted it, took it down, cleaned it all up, painted it. Good for another 20 years. But our time here at Honeycomb Rocks is about to come to a close. We're on the last couple of days and all my projects have been completed. The ones that were scheduled, the ones that I just wanted to do on the side, I want to keep busy. And we'll be getting ready to get out of here and heading towards Quartzsite. Notice that the weather in Quartzsite has been more favorable now. It's been in the mid 50s for the low and around 80 for the high. So it's just about right for the desert time. So we're going to go down there and enjoy the winter time. It'll be a little cooler, but it's nice. But it's been so windy up here. But yeah, that's our time here. And all my sun shelters are done. All 5 of them. And I just finished the last pieces of them yesterday. The little end pieces up here. The little square tubing, which is hard to get into. So I tried different ways. I tried a sponge, like a foam sponge. Worked pretty good for a while, but then the sponge got torn apart and deteriorated and doesn't work very well. So, and I tried a piece of memory foam that I had. Worked okay, but the memory foam shrunk down and once again didn't work very well. So I resorted to finger painting. What? That's right. Put a glove on, dipped the thing in there, and I painted every one of these with my finger. It worked. So now they're all done. So that's good. And I'm not too worried about anything right now. They got all the ends figured up and we've got that done. And right across here is the bathroom that I did. My other project that's finished. So that's done. The door has been, look at that. It looks like a brand new door now, which had 4 or 5 no smoking and close the door signs. And when you use duct tape, that stuff sticks and does not come off. So it's all been sanded, cleaned up, and ready to go. So all of our projects are done, which is good. Here in Honeycomb Rocks. And the canopies are looking nice. And we're over here on a very windy day again today. As you can see the camera jumping back and around. Working on my last project. This was not scheduled, just something I'm just doing on my own. I'm going to try to adjust this gate here. It is. Wind is blowing like crazy. As you can tell, on the other side how much the difference it is on that post where you got to lock the gate. And this one on this side you got to lift up about 2 inches. I'm going to try to adjust that down. All it is this concrete was not set in right, and it just pushed over. When I got here, it was leaning over like that. So I'm just going to pull it out, dig it down, and pop it back down the ground, see what I can do with it. Get this gate out of my way. Put it over there. There's a cattle guard right here I've got to be careful with and not get my foot stuck in it, but let's see if I can maneuver this down a few inches. Probably about 6 inches. Oh. There we go. We'll get digging and see if we can drop this down. It really needs to go down about 3 feet in concrete instead of just that big wedge, because it's just not enough space there. And I don't know how big I got to dig this hole. but it's been a while since this has been dug out. Well, that's the idea. Let me get you guys off camera and I'll finish this up. Then I'll come back in and show you the end result. There we go. Not that that's going to hold any more than it did before, but got it buried back in the ground, got it packed in, got some more dirt on top of it, and I think the gate will actually move easier. I'm gonna have to lift a little bit, but it's going to change too because the ground will frost heave and it'll move around, but that's just a temporary thing. But we got her done. That's my last project I've got to work on while I'm here. Like I said, this was not scheduled, just something I wanted to throw in there. This side's a little more solid, a little more concrete, got some rocks in it, but anybody who knows Forest Service gates know that they are not aligned and not well taken care of, because these are harsh conditions out here, and between the ground heave, frost, snow, people, everything else, it takes a beating on these things. So we're getting ready to head around the reservoir. First, here's our cattle guard and our gate. We got to go through the I got to crawl under here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and there's our, I put up the campground closed sign. Didn't have one, they asked me to put that up, so I drilled some holes and mounted that. So apologize for the wind, but it is ripping out here. I've got my microphone on under my shirt and under my jacket with a fuzzy windsock on it, facing inward. So we'll see how much wind noise we get. Hopefully not too much. As you can see, Zen's got some wind-blown look. There's where we're at. Just right over this little bank side here is the reservoir. And once again, it is really low on water. This is the upper Enterprise Reservoir. Big, huge boat ramp all the way down, but now it's not even near the water. We're going to walk around. Nice parking area. It's got a bathroom. And when I first saw this bathroom, I saw the sign was missing, and I thought, who would steal a sign? Then I realized those are bullet holes. Somebody was target practicing and shot the sign off. I just looked inside. Since the government shut down, there is no toilet paper. So bring your own. We're going to walk around the upper part here again if we don't get blown away. I think there's a storm coming in. And here's some signage talking about the eagles. And I think I just saw an eagle fly over the lake a minute ago. Looked over there and saw some white tails and white head swinging around. And then this is the recreation area. You can see the lake used to be a lot fuller. There's all, this is all here, and down through here are just designated dispersed camping areas. And then here is the campground I'm in right now. But there's dispersed areas all around. There's a bunch over here. There's all the way down this road. A lot of dispersed camping areas. And one other thing I noticed too is, attention anglers, High levels of mercury have been found in the rainbow trout in this reservoir. No more than 8 ounces. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, and children under 12 should not eat. 8 ounces, that's not much fish in a month. And I got thinking like, well, these birds out here, these eagles and ospreys and things, they eat more than 8 ounces a month. So I wonder if they're heavily mercury tainted also. Probably are. There's also another sign about the quaggy mussels. Wash your boat, make sure there's no invasive species coming through. But this is the reservoir. Like I said, it's really low. You can see back in the background where the water was. And it also feeds into a lower reservoir, which we'll walk down there in a little while, and we'll show you that too. Over there is some dispersed camping all along. That used to be the shoreline. Now, as you can tell, it's just pasture. And there are cows out there and different things. So they're in need of some moisture up here, just like Navajo Lake, where I left, really way down in water. So we're going to walk around, and here's our campsite down here. That's the honeycomb rocks. Go back to the sign here. Oh, the camping says dispersed camping, 16 days, no charge. Yep, if you want to camp in the designated areas that are marked on this calendar, this map, as where you can camp at. They don't want you just camping everywhere, but I was looking at this one, and this is the campground I'm in, and how low the water is. The water is like right about here. That's it. So, way down. No water anywhere up near the campground. It's just all desert, but the water is like right here. We'll show you that when we get down to it. And I am here. That's us. Me and Zen. He's right here. Still getting wind blown. We're going to head down into a lower elevation and get off this wind, because I'll show you more, but it's just ripping. It's not cold wind, but it's just a lot of it. More pictures of the reservoir. There's a boat out there. There's the people fishing from the bank. We're going to go right over to that area there where that little concrete wall is, or a little concrete building, and go down from there. I think it's a water testing, a water monitoring station. There's your sign for stop aquatic hitchhikers. Those little, I think they're called quaggy mussels. They get on your boat propeller and everything, and they're really invasive and really take over everything. So they've got coverage on how to launch your boat, clean it, drain it, dry it, etc. And then once again for the fish. So pretty informative reservoir. You got to read everything before you go here. We're over here on the man-made dam with all the wind blowing. It's like a water intake of some sort, and then some kind of building with solar panels on it. And then we're going to walk down this way. We're going to go down this valley towards the other reservoir. We're not going to go down through here. We're going to find another way. There's a road over there that goes down and comes in down below, so we're going to try to take that. This would be dangerous going down these rocks, especially with a dog. But I don't know how all this is set up or how the water gets from one reservoir to the other, but there's no water down there that's flowing through it. Here's the jail, I call it. Just big old metal door, locked. Don't want people in there. And then back here is the solar panel and equipment. Some sort of monitoring area, I'm sure. And then the intake that way. or some sort of water pipe. I'm not for sure what it is, but it doesn't really designate or tell you here what how it's set up. But yeah, we're going to head down that valley. There's a road right there. We're going to come down and drop off into the valley. Here's an undesignated dispersed campsite, and you can see why they don't like them here. And way on the other side is the designated campsites that used to be on the edge of the water. Now they're a little ways off. Made it to the other side. There is the dam and the water collection and the upper reservoir. And down over here is the lower Enterprise reservoir. That's where we're headed next. Down to that one. But we're going down this valley first. We're going to work our way down here. I think the bus can make it. Not. We're going to walk down into the valley and get out of the wind for one thing. Get down to the base of the dam here. Or one of the dams. Thought the wind would be less down here. There's the base of the rock dam that was man-made. I'm not for sure where the water goes when it gets filled, but there's a drainage, either overflow or I think it comes in from that way, from the other side. We're going to head down this valley, but here's where we came from. Almost fell about 4 times, but that's all right. We didn't get that on camera. We're going to continue on down here, see if we can get out of the wind. Yeah, I think what they do is they open up the valve and water comes out of that, then it flows down this valley where it naturally used to flow before everything was dammed up. We're pretty good distance in the hole here. Let's go, bud. Let's work our way down here. See if we don't get stuck in some mud or something. Now, see how far we can go before we have to turn around, or maybe we can go all the way through. It's not very far to the other reservoir. There is somewhat of a pathway, so somebody has been here. Ah, here's the water. That's where the water comes out of. Right there. So that's a drain valve up there. They open up and fill up the other reservoir. We're going to work our way somewhere down around here to get down. Yeah, that's where the water comes out of, flowing down there. We're going to work our way around these rocks and come down the other side. It's a little too rugged here for a man and dog to crawl down. Pretty area. You can see how deep the water was though. Look on the white lines on the rocks. We made it to the bottom. And you can see where the water line, like I said, where it usually carries. And that may be a water line coming back from the other reservoir. But it's nowhere near there now. And the wind hadn't slowed down. It's just funneled down through this valley. I'll turn around here and show you the back. Yeah, that's the water line that from the reservoir when it backs up, the standing water line. So like I said, it's been a while since it's been that deep. Now I think this reservoirs are spring fed because I didn't see any kind of creeks or rivers or anything running into them. Ooh, it is a little bit muddy through here. Zen's going to be nice and dirty. And my shoes are filling up with mud too, so. And it did rain a couple of days ago. We had a pretty good heavy rain. Washed a lot of stuff off, so that's why this is really soft through here too. Yep, he's getting muddier by the minute. Look at all the drool. Lots of drool. And we made it to some flat ground and some shoreline. Well, there's the reservoir. Let's stop for a second here. Hold on, Zen, and zoom in. It's just a big pond, mud. There's the dam that's been made to hold that back. Maybe we'll try to walk over there if we can get that far. There's the reservoir. I would not want to walk anywhere near that water. I think you sink up to your eyeballs in mud. There's nothing but mud everywhere. Now the way the water is getting in the lower reservoir. You think we can jump across that? We'll look and see. Maybe we'll get stuck. This side's not bad. It's hitting the other side that might be an issue. Oh, it is. Woo! Nope. Look at there. I don't think I want to try to spring across that. I would be into my neck in mud, I'm afraid. But it's nice clear water though. We're gonna see if we can. Let's have some raccoons come through here. Yep, those are raccoon paws. And dog prints, and deer prints, cow prints. Lots of stuff coming down here for water. This is some sort of spring too, coming out of this little puddle. But then once again, looks pretty soft. I think we'll find another way to go around. When you see a lot of hoof prints that are sunk in the mud, probably a good idea not to go that way. Tire marks over there that are deep in the mud. So we're in a little basin right here. We're going to work our way up around the outside edge. Back in the wind. Here's the basin I was talking about. Over there is the reservoir. And I can see why on the map it showed water all the way through here, which would bring it all the way through and back up to behind the camp, because there's that yellow cottonwood tree in the bathroom. So at some point water would be really close to camp. But it'd take a lot of water. Still a pretty view though. The tree, look at the colors on the mountain over there. I'm not for sure what the dark spots are. I'll have to get my binoculars out and see, because there's 4 or 5 of them. That bright green, maybe it's a different color bush or something. But we're going to try to get this over here and get back to camp. Get out of the wind. Zen's over there sucking up some smells. We're back. Decided not to go to the dam because long way, muddy. Zen's got a lot of burrs in his feet, so I've got to cut them out. And we got this turnstile to go through. Come on, bud, you can go underneath it. I want to say thanks everybody for watching, because this will be the last video we have from this campground. Next video will be us leaving the campground. And so, yeah, we need to get out of here. We got to go south, don't we, buddy? First, we got to cut all that stuff out of your feet, if I can get them through all the mud. So thanks everybody for watching. See you guys on up and down the road. You ready to go get some relief? Okay, let's go get your burrs cut out.